world, welcome back to Mars. In this video, we are going to be looking at what you should expect from Storm at this year's New York Comic Con. By the way, we are less than 20 days away from the event. That's less than 3 weeks, and we've got a lot of anticipation going into the event, a lot of excitement going into the event. I believe this is going to be an historic weekend for Storm, and I'm there for it. Literally, I would be there for it. Now, before we get into that news, I do want to bring it to your attention. The Wonder Festival of Shanghai will be taking place a week prior to the event. Storm Collectibles has been at this event for the past 3 years. Now, although if you go to the official website, you cannot see or cannot find Storm as a listed exhibitor. However, Ami will be there. Whether or not Storm will have a display through Ami is uncertain at this time. Though I will say last year, Storm Collectibles, they had their own booth and everything when they shown off the new Storm Arena line and many more. So I do believe Storm Collectibles will be there at the event, where we'll probably see a sneak peek of the exclusive for the New York Comic Con. Now, if you go back to last year, the Wonderfest Shanghai featured 4 exclusives. Those exclusives, I don't believe, made it to the New York Comic Con. I'm just aware of the Yujiro Hanma exclusive, but you had a total of 4 exclusives at the event. Hopefully, this time around, that will be the same, but hopefully we'll get some Storm Arena incorporated into that. Now, when it comes to reveals at the New York Comic Con, obviously, we're going to be seeing City of the Wolves. This is of their Storm Collectibles action figure 7-inch line. I anticipate these figures being fully articulated and colored in. That is one thing you could probably guarantee will be there at the event. And then apart from that, we still need to see Andy Bogard. We have seen, I believe this is Cliff on the other side, or Clifford here on the other side. We've seen that figure, full reveal for that figure. We're just waiting for the Andy Bogard revealed. Whether or not it's going to be painted and articulated, I suspect we will see that figure at the event of New York Comic Con. And then, of course, the last thing is going to be Hajime no Ippo. This figure, this line, has been probably the most anticipated Storm Collectibles reveal of all time. And going into this year's New York Comic Con, that will mark the 1-year anniversary since the reveal of this IP that is coming to the Storm Collectibles action figure 7-inch line. Honestly, should Storm not reveal this figure, I feel like they will lose a lot of hope from the fans just because of the popularity surrounding this IP. And really, if collectors wanted to get a figure of this character, I think it costs like $400 or $4,000. It's astronomical the amount of money you'd have to spend, whereas Storm Collectibles is coming to the call and making this figure available at retail, and this figure will blow the other figure that is worth a lot of money out of the water. I think we're going to see some soft goods with this release. We're going to get a lot of great expressions and so much more, but they got to reveal this figure by the New York Comic Con. This figure was not revealed, or this teaser was not revealed during the Wonder Festival. If we see it at the Wonder Festival, that's great. But if we don't see it at the New York Comic Con, which is pretty much, was a week or 2 before last year's New York Comic Con, we got this teaser, then I'm going to be upset, and most likely you all are going to be upset as well. Now, when it comes to Storm Arena, let me just say, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a new IP reveal, because the Son of Ogre Baki lineup that they have right now, it's not going to consist of a lot of characters. I mean, they may hit 10 characters, and that's pretty much going to be it, not including any exclusives or different variants or what have you. But when you look over to like the Street Fighter 3 line, Alpha 3 line, they've already revealed up to 11 characters that will be made for Storm Arena, and that's not including any different variants or exclusives. So that's already 11 characters. Pretty much what I'm saying is Storm Arena has hit the ground running to the point to where they could pretty much finish up Baki by the end of next year or 2027, and they can go ahead and reveal another IP that they're going to be working on, and I think that's going to be great. Will it be Mortal Kombat? Will it be Tekken? Will it be something more obscure like Soul Calibur or Killer Instinct? I'm not sure. I'm here for it. I'm excited to see what the direction is going to be. Will the next IP be an anime related IP, or is it going to be a fighting game IP, which Storm is known for? Very excited for that. And apart from that, we're also going to be looking at some more Darkstalkers. I believe we're going to see another Darkstalker reveal. Hopefully it's not Dimitri. I would be shocked if it was. I'm really hoping for Felicia. I think that would be great. And I know the most important thing is getting these pre-orders for these figures. This was revealed at the Anime Expo. The figures look well done, like pretty much final product. We're just waiting for a pre-order. Now Chun-Li, unfortunately, looks like is not going to be up for pre-order anytime soon. If you look back to the roadmap, it was supposed to be Chun-Li, then Charlie. Now on this table, we've got pretty much pre-orders for all the men, 2 that we can get in hand right now. So Charlie, Dan, and Sagat on pre-order. None of the female characters. Storm has this reputation of not making the best female characters, so perhaps they are going back to the drawing board with Chun-Li, and maybe by the end of the year we're going to get a pre-order for her. I personally believe the Darkstalker figures, they are going to have a pre-order go live in October, as October is the month of Halloween. Darkstalker is a Halloween themed game. I do suspect we're going to see more reveals as well. If it's another female character, that's Felicia, that's great. I'm not going to be mad about that. Or if it's like Little Red Robin Hood, I won't be upset about that. If it's like a new character, like a werewolf or Frankenstein type of character, that would be very exciting. And October would be the perfect time to reveal that, as it fits the theme of the IP. Now, as far as exclusives go, for the exclusives, I would love to see a Morrigan exclusive. And I'm saying this because she's pretty much the latest figure to come out that hasn't gotten an exclusive variant. Kyo has one. Rio has one. Fei Long, Blanca got one. Kay's got one. Luke and Morrigan, those are the only 2 who really don't have an exclusive. I mean, even if you look at like Son of Ogre, Baki Hanma, right? Like this figure came out last year, early last year, and then we got the exclusive in the same year later on that we have a review on the channel of, by the way. So that just goes to show, like, if you go from the past exclusive up until what we've seen so far, I mean, we're missing Morrigan and we're missing Luke. I think Morrigan would be better just because, again, it's going to cater to the fans of the 7-inch action figure line of Storm Collectibles, because they want to collect more Darkstalkers. They don't want the line to end. They don't want Storm Collectibles to come to an end and all the effort and focus being on Storm Arena, because it makes sense. You know, Storm Collectibles, most of their fan base is of the action figure line. That's what they started off doing, and it's what they've been doing for nearly a decade now. Storm Arena is just a new thing, but it's proving to take over in a sense. But apart from that, apart from Luke and Morrigan, you know, when it comes to Dopo Orochi, we're pretty much caught up on all of the releases up until then. So they've got some more exclusives they can do. However, it is important to note, Gonitz and M.A.R.S both have exclusives already. You can see here, this was an exclusive that took place earlier on in the year. 2 variants for Gonitz, and then a new variant, or a completely new exclusive for M.A.R.S. So those 2 figures could potentially be at the Wonder Festival as exclusives for sale, or even at the New York Comic Con for sale. And then lastly, let's touch on Storm Arena. Storm Arena, you know, going into Wonder Festival, going into the New York Comic Con, we are hitting the 1-year anniversary since the announcement of the line. So far, we pretty much have 3 figures out in hand. Ryu and Ken, you can get from BBTS. Yujiro, it is out in Hong Kong. It's been out in Hong Kong for over a week now. I've got mine being shipped over to me right now as we speak, so expect a nature review by the end of the month. Make sure you like and subscribe and follow so you're notified when that review goes live. There are reviews already on the platform right now from Toy Migos and from D Amazing. We've got some other content creators that have the figure in hand, so a big rollout for Yujiro. It seems like we're getting it. Everyone is almost seemingly getting it at the same time. So that does make me believe we could potentially see a Storm Arena Yujiro exclusive with his shirt off. That is a possibility. I don't think it would be a good move just because not everyone here in the States is going to have Yujiro by the time the New York Comic Con comes. However, you know, the figure's like, let's say $40. You could probably get this for another $40. and you're still spending less than what you would have for the full release of the Storm Collectibles 7-inch action figure line. So that is a potential possibility for an exclusive. I personally think it's going to be Evil Ryu. When it comes to Ken and Ryu, personally, I feel like those figures were rushed out. As great as they are, those are great figures, damn near perfect figures. But when you compare them to all the other pre-orders that are currently up right now, they just feel to me a bit underwhelming. So having an Evil Ryu coming in, stealing the show, more pairs of hands, more expressions, I think that would be a great exclusive to have, especially going into your 1-year anniversary of the Storm Arena reveal. We at the very least have to have a Storm Arena exclusive. The first one for 2025, I think, will be great. Thank you all for watching. I hope you're excited for this year's New York Comic Con. Again, we will be at the event, hopefully answering questions for you all, speaking to the representative, doing the booth tours, getting close up and personal with the prototypes and everything that's on display, looking at exclusives, reviewing exclusives, the whole 9 yards. I hope you're excited. Make sure you hit that like button, hit the hype button, and we will see you all in the next one. Until then, peace.